So post-draft, we discussed the moves we made. We traded for Lonnie Johnson, and like 10 minutes later, we did the rare UFA tag on Melvin Ingram, which if he wasn't signed by June 29th, he would come back to us at a 1 year, $4 million deal. But if he went somewhere else, we would get a compensation pick. What happened? He signed with the Miami Dolphins. We're going to get a compensation pick for his play with the Dolphins. That's the one good thing, but we also lose our guy Melvin Ingram again. Another offseason where we lose Melvin Ingram, where we thought we had him, but we won't have him. So now this kind of reemphasizes a need for another edge because we're going to be asking a lot from our rookie Karlaftis. So what are your thoughts on this? Now, does it double down the fact that are we gonna wait for these training camp cuts to go get another edge, or are we gonna should we hone in on somebody who's available right now, JD?
I think if you address this issue now, rather than later, I think you'll be in a better position. And this is why it was kind of like a cause for concern why we didn't get more guys, edge rushers and defensive ends, kind of in the draft. And like I said, maybe they're seeing a lot going on with the guys they got in the room. And so maybe they're expecting a lot from these guys. And so, it was unfortunate, but, everybody was like, Melvin Ingram wasn't going to bring in the tax. Listen, he changed the defense last year. He changed it. And so his pressures and his production, what he was able to do, that mindset from a veteran was paramount for what we did defensively last year. No doubt about it. You can't, downplay what he was able to do, what he could bring into the room. Now, guys that's out here, you got to find a guy. I just think you do. I think for the depth of what you want to do defensively, and I said this, I think, rotations, you have like a good rotation of guys, keep them fresh, you put yourself in a better position. And so I think maybe if anything, if any concern that comes in as far as like defensive wise, that will be it. That's my only concern. Like, we need another guy. So we want, Frank, if Frank is going to step up, Karlaftis, if he's going to do what he needs to do, Kando, what's coming up with him, Dannon, we just got to see. We got to see. But I think we got to go get another guy. That's my assessment of everything. And so, like I said before, I think if you get a guy who specializes in pass rushing, going to get the ball, is the guy that you want to be able to go get. So.
And even after we placed a UFA tag on Ingram, you were still saying we should bring in another guy. That was even a topic on the show. What does it say to you? Because we've talked about I don't want to call Veach cheap or anything. I know there's a lot of huge Veach fans out there. And I'm a Veach fan, so there's no slander here. It's just, I feel like we've kind of had this conversation a lot this year where it's like, come on, I'll pay up a little bit, pay up a little more to get him in. Because I don't think they paid him that much more than $4.4 million that we wanted to get him at. It's like last year we let him go. We had to trade a draft pick in the season to get him to bring him on. So it's like, what are we? I don't understand why we're playing this game. I get it's a game of money, but like, come on, spend up a little bit to bring the guy back.
You know what, man? I think the guys get irritated with things like that too. When you kind of lowball them, year after year, it's kind of like, look, man, you know what? They're just kind of playing me like a fiddle. And he might have just made the move like, okay, this is close to home. And I was, I did that, had that experience. Look, I'm gonna go here, and it might be less money, whatever. But I'm just, I'd rather just do this off principle. I don't know. So I just know sometimes those when you try to be frugal, these things could backfire on you. Yeah. Because there's a lot of guys that still want to get paid. I think there's guys out here. You can't get a deal on everything. I know Veach is saying, look, listen, hey, I know he's wheeling and dealing. I know he's sitting over here. He's trying to get everybody for the bottom dollar. Maybe throw you a little bit over here. Listen, I give you this. But it's like, yo, man, can you see another meal, a half or something of that? Can we a little bit more incentive? What can we do? It's like, I don't know. So it's like one of those guys that's always trying to get that, that quick little, hit, that deal all the time. Wheeling and dealing, baby. Wheeling and dealing. So I don't know. I just, pay a little bit to get a guy, make sure he's worth it. I don't know, man. We just missed out. To me, that is just kind of like caused my concern. And why we didn't address him more in the draft. I'll go back to the draft. I'll say that. That was the one thing I thought in the draft that I had a critique on is getting another edge guy or defensive end, which I thought we should have done, or defensive tackle, maybe, so.
Yeah. It's like we talked about post-draft. It's like we did the opposite. What you and I thought was going to happen because we were texting during the draft. We thought, okay, edge is coming here. Instead, we went secondary, and say, oh, okay, well, I guess we're going secondary instead of edge.
Right. Listen, look, and hey, you can have the best secondary in the world, but I tell you what, the best secondary guys, cover guys, they can't cover a guy all day.
No,
I don't care. So you need that pressure on that quarterback. That's what you need. And so, I don't know, man. Maybe we'll address it. Hopefully, look, and I'm gonna say this, put this out here. Hopefully, Kendall and those guys step up, show us something different, showing that look, we got this, we can handle this right here. And if you get another guy, cool. I think we need one more guy. I think we do. But here's the Kendall and those guys stepping up, man. Let's show what you can do. Hey, see what you can do, big fella. Let's see what you can do, young fella. See what you can do. So here we go.
I guess my question is on this whole thing. It's like, because I was having this conversation with my brother, and it was like, are we putting? I mean, like, let's say for example, we go to training camp preseason. We don't bring in another guy. We kind of go with as is, and we roll out Karlaftis to be the opposite edge next to Clark. Is that kind of a lot of pressure to just to go with the Karlaftis, our other edge guy, and we're expecting him to go out there? Is that kind of is that a lot of pressure for a young guy or no? I mean, he's a first round pick.
Yeah, he's a first round pick. I mean, we brought him here for a reason, and we brought him here to be effective. Be a star. We ain't got time to wait. So we brought you in because of what you did in college, what we seen on film, your productivity, and so what you can bring to the game. So that's his expectations. That's how this business works. Like you said, man. Look, it's the NFL. Now, hey, you're not at Purdue anymore. This is the big boys. This is the big deal, the big league right now. And so you got to play like it. And so I think you could do it. I think you could do it. But if my question is, who's out there, right? That's the question about getting a guy who is worth the money, or if he's trying to get paid money, who's out there that we can get that's going to be a difference maker. You know what I mean?
JPP, who's familiar with Spags' system in New York.
Yeah, JPP, does he have something in the tank? We have to see. So maybe Spags is talking to him. Maybe JPP is like, look, you know what? I got you. Listen, don't worry about it, but I'm not doing OTAs or none of that. I'll come to camp. All right? Just let you know. Spags is like, yeah, cool. Don't worry about it. We got you. JPP ain't got to do none of that. You chill at home and get ready, do all that. You ain't got to do all the rookie stuff. You ain't no spring chicken here. Hey, we'll bring you in during training camp. He'll be fine. Yeah. I think, he'll bring something. He'll add something to the room for sure.
And there was someone on Twitter also said that the Niners are looking to cut in the coming weeks. They will be cutting D Ford, our former first round edge rusher who famously had the offsides in the AFC Championship game. People said as a joke, maybe he could come back as a free agent. It'd be kind of funny seeing him come back as just pass rush specialist, and with all the stuff that Frank Clark had taught. It's funny. Frank Clark never played with him, but Frank Clark even made fun of him the following year about the whole offside stuff, which I think is a funny concept. The guy who never actually played with him was dog, and a player he never played with.
Yeah, well, no.
Poor guy.
If he can get something, so be it. Maybe he can make amends for the whole deal, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, but regardless, edge rusher in need. But I mean, if the young guys can step up, then hey, that's one less thing we need to get. But I think just to be safe, bring in a guy even for the preseason and training camp. If JPP still has what it takes, then there you go. He can be something, or a guy along the lines of JPP. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he's not, and JPP's not going to break the bank either. Like I said, he's familiar with Spags. I think he'll be able to come in. Matter of fact, I mean, he's got a championship mentality. Yeah. He'll bring it up here, no doubt about it. So,
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.